That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, everyone. Podcast. Hope you had a good week. My eyes feeling better after about 3 weeks. Just right when I get pains, even though I can't see anymore. Uh, that's odd, but I got to deal with it. What else can I do? I'm not take pain meds. I used to, do all that and alcohol and all that other stuff in the past, and I just deal with it. And plus, pains like that, it's like an eye earache or toothache, like in your eye, and you just can't. It's like when I get kidney stones, you just can't get rid of that pain, or it's on a just you just have to bear it. But send some good blessings out to everyone. I got a good bit to talk about. So, because in the last couple of days, I've been feeling a little bit better. I actually talked to Psychic Lisa from We're All Psychic podcast. I'm trying to get on there to talk to her. I got a reading from her, but it wasn't really a reading. I kind of paid her just to thank her and talk to her about her podcast over the last year or so since I've been blind. Hers was one of the first ones I listened to. Her and Misty, her her friend there, they do a podcast together, and they helped me out a lot. You know, not feeling alone because that's the worst thing. And I want this podcast to help people. That's what this is all about. Everyone has a story. You can't judge a book by its cover. And I want feeling alone and feeling like you're the only person is the worst thing in the world. And I felt that way so much. I still do sometimes. But now I know that being individual is a good thing on many levels. It's just hard to relate sometimes, or for people to relate to you, and you feel isolated. So I don't want anybody to ever feel that way. If you want to be a guest on, you want to come on and talk, uh, we'll do audio, or because I'll do audio when I have guests. Sometimes I'll just record audio and upload it uh, with a photo or whatever, and or we'll do live video. However, we can do it. I want to get your story out, and if you have anything you want us to talk about, let me know that. I'm on here. Plus, subscribe on here. I have like 13 subscribers, which I've had that many for a long time, even before I started posting a lot. So, um, please share it on here on YouTube, Harold Sullivan 78, and on TikTok, Harold Sullivan 78. Please subscribe so you can find out when I'm coming on or when I do videos. And then also on Facebook, Harold Sullivan period 35. And you can message, call me on there. I have audio. I have a thing where I can call and answer with my voice. So it's voice software. So you can hit me up on Facebook, message me if you have any catfish stories, if you have stories about your life and how you got from one spot to another and you made it through stuff. Also, we talk about spiritual, paranormal, metaphysical, supernatural, and then movies, music, sports, entertainment, pretty much everything. Let's get right into some entertainment stuff. Uh, I checked out the new episode of Quantum Leap, the first episode of the remake slash reboot, whatever you call them nowadays, and it's pretty good. So spoilers if you don't want to know about the Quantum Leap, and you might want to skip ahead there. Well, if this is live here, if you're watching it later, skip ahead. But I thought it was good, and again, I'm blind now, so I'm just listening to it. But all my other senses are picking up everything, so I know what's going on. So it keeps right in line with the rest of the story. Basically, this dude jumps in the machine, going to look for, basically he's going to look for Sam Beckett, who never came home, which was disappointing to all the people that watched the first Quantum Leap. There was no ending. They just ended it. It was canceled. There was supposed to be another season. They ended it and said he just kept leaping and never returned home. That's so messed up. And I think Scott Bakula he's had something against NBC or the creators of that or whatever since then. Because right now, again, spoilers, he's saying he's not going to have anything to do with the show and doesn't want to for some reason. He said he got the pilot for the script and didn't like it. Well, that's one episode, and that's just the script, And I thought it wasn't bad, but again, most of the premise seems like they're going to look for him, and if they know they're never going to be able to have him on the show, then why? It seems like a lot of it's based on him in the past. So in the past shows, like there's a lot of references. So why use like it's like milking a cow, or maybe that's what he doesn't like. But he could just why would he say I'm not going to come back? Why won't he just wait till he could just wait and at the last episode ever for the last 30 seconds come back? You know, they finally grab him and bring him home. So that's Quantum Leap. The challenge, MTV's challenge, they just started a new documentary show. I like that show as well. Whenever I had sight, I used to check that out for like freaking 15, 20 years. I used to love all the MTV shows. I like the reality shows because, being empathic and intuitive, I would just pick up stuff, and I liked all the emotion, and it's like living through other people, especially in my condition, being disabled and being in this wheelchair since I was like under 10 years old. I haven't been able to walk. I've had so many surgeries when I was young, and had abilities all my life, just didn't know what they were. And if you want to talk about that kind of stuff, let me know. Like I said, message me or come on, subscribe on Harold Sullivan 78 on YouTube, and TikTok is Harold Sullivan 78, and also Facebook Harold Sullivan period 35. So you can message me. I don't judge people. We can just talk. We can talk practice like if you have a clairvoyant, if you do any kind of psychic or think you have things, and you just want to just see because it's hard. Who are you going to call, basically, right? And we can do that. Message me, and then we'll talk back and forth, and just if you don't have who you're going to reach out to for that kind of stuff, or even about paranormal stuff. People judge aliens, all that. People know they judge you. I'm not judging. I know what's up. The truth is out there, and I do want to believe, and I do believe. So Chucky's going to be starting a new season in October. Also, Supernatural, can't wait. Finally, the Winchester's prequel series. October. New Halloween. Halloween ends. It's going to be part 3 of the new trilogy. So Michael Myers is going to go away for a little bit. So basically, the Love Boat, the real Love Boat, is called with Jerry O'Connell. Again, I'm in the reality show, so I might want to check it out. And Rebecca Romaine is going to be hosting those two. They're going to be hosting the Love Boat, the real Love Boat. That's in October. So we've got a bunch of stuff to check it out that I'm kind of into, and trying to see if I had any new movies lately. No, pretty much Quantum Leap was the newest show, and then wrestling. But I'm getting tired of the whole Roman Reigns deal, and of course now they brought his little cousin's little brother, or I don't know, his brother, little brother, third brother. That's too many Usos. So I talk wrestling too. I go all the way back to WrestleMania 1 when I was really young. I was born in '78. I'm going to give a couple of shout outs to the angels I got on the list. People that have died that have been close to me or that I knew, or just names I'm trying to remember. And it's hard to remember everybody, but you want to. But I know we'll be again. So on some level, we're all energies, vibrations, and frequencies. So when this body doesn't exist, the soul goes on. So we'll be somewhere. We'll be together. That's the collective. But I could get deeper in that, but that's another discussion. It's really deep. So the two names, my stepdad Roger, that my mom was with for a while after my dad, he passed away years back. I didn't mention him yet. I mean, this is 30 some people now, probably. And I mentioned others during the first 4 podcasts. This is number 5. And I want to keep going. I need some support, though. I need some comments. Hit me up on messages. Do something. I'll have someone help me read them so let me know, that you enjoy this. This is to help me. This is to help everybody. Everyone has a story, and everyone goes through stuff. You're not alone. Shoot. don't think you're weird or you're this and that or ugly. I don't want to start getting emotional, but you can already see it. Uh, yeah, don't do that because I'll start crying. My eyes burn because I got. They say it's a pH balance, so when my eyes get wet, they burn real bad, like sweat. They cry. I'll just cry. But yeah, don't think you're rejected or whatever. None of that ever. Okay. Okay. We all have a purpose, and Jesus. See, my shirt it says, "What would Jesus do?" I got on here today. But yeah, we all have a purpose, so don't ever feel bad. But no matter what someone says, and then will try to tear you down. Guess what? Go look in the mirror and be like, "I love you." Tell yourself that, and you'll start to over and over, and you'll believe it because that's what you hear. What you hear is what you believe, and that's your reality. Your perception. It's your reality. So we got Roger, and then we have Brian, which who came through to me shortly after he passed. I didn't even know he had passed, and someone told me. Actually, Dan told me, which I didn't even know Dan, who was in the first podcast with me. See, my eyes are getting teary because I started crying. I'm emotional, but it's joy now. I mean, that's a little sad thinking about being picked on and all that, but I've had that my whole life. So, but nobody else should have to go through that. Always be light and love. Always be have your energy bubble pink or whatever color you want, but pink, I pick pink because that's love. And if you come with love, if you drop that little, think about water and the water droplet turns, falls in the water and turns the rest of the water whatever color. So I'm pink, and that's when you come in energy into a room or any situation. So we have Brian. He came to me actually when he was one of the first people that I saw in a vision. Kind of, I started to fall asleep, and he came to me. I saw him. He spoke. He's like, "Is this Harold?" And it woke me up, and kind of like, you know. But it was him, and I knew it. It wasn't a dream. You know, when I have these things, I kind of go into a sleep for a second and wake back out, and I'll have things like fight fire with water, and then I'll come up with these things. You know, uh, God are we, we are God. And I just have all these things uh, up with Jesus or down with sin. Um, everybody can't be fixed, but they can all be saved. And these are Sullyisms. Write these down, you know. So we have those two. And then I want to talk about this chain around my neck is a sapphire. And the story behind this goes back to my mom after high school actually got me a class ring that had turquoise because she thought Sagittarius being 1212 was my sign, but it's actually Virgo because I've been doing astrology and I was born in 78. So that's actually sapphire. So I got the sapphire around my neck because of that. And because it's my birthstone, reminds me of my mom. And plus that ring I originally had, I had gave it to the woman that had catfished me and I never got it back. And that's the last episode. Check that out. I mean, I didn't want it back because I gave it to her, you know what I mean? Because I thought it was something, you know, to do, right? Give her my class right. And this is way after high school, though, like 4 or 5 years after. I was older, but I was trying to do something normal. But that's how that went. So here's some other catfishes that I been personally involved in, and then some other stories. And if you have catfishing stories, this is this is true catfish, too real for TV stuff. And if you have any stories, let me know. If you want to get anything out, or if you want to come in and talk about it, or come on and talk about it, I should say, let me know. So this is a different kind of catfish, but it's still catfish. The first one was Russian Bride, right? This was, I don't know, 15 years ago, or maybe 10, between 10 and 15 years ago. It was RussianBrides.com. And I used to, like I said, I used to do all them dating websites. I tried to find love, and it just never worked. And I just got hurt a lot and got involved in a lot of bad stuff. And so this girl was supposed to be legit, verified, all that. So we emailed back and forth. She sent me a couple photos, and we chatted for a few months, right? And then she says, "I'm going to come to USA. My brother-in-law lives there, and my sister now lives there, and they met when he came over to fight in a war. And I want to come there. I've been there before. I love it." And I'm thinking right away, no, I ain't giving you, I ain't got no money, I ain't giving you no money. All I got is disability money every month, which I don't understand how that ain't nothing. Like, how's the government, like, they keep you in prison? It's a prison planet, everything. Think about that. Everything is meant to keep us in a certain spot. Everything and everybody is meant to keep us in a certain spot. The government pays you only a certain amount. You can't go out, you can't work, and everything is high priced. You know what I mean? And you're disabled. What are you gonna do? You can't afford anything. So this girl's like, okay, well, they're gonna send you a check and you can cash it and send me money because Russia doesn't do bank transactions with America. So I says, okay, as long as I don't have to send you any money, I wasn't really thinking clearly or whatever. I'm thinking this girl's gonna come over. It was almost $3,000 for like 30-day visa or 45-day visa or something. She said, and she talked all this stuff like she had went to the different places and found out all this stuff. Oh yeah, somebody's messaging on something. Ah, I wonder why I didn't. Oh yeah, because I think he's off. That's right. My narrator's off because I'm live, but that's the Facebook. Anybody hit me up? But yeah, she talked like, okay, and I'm thinking, well, maybe I can find love. A girl will come over, she likes me, and I can be happy. I mean, when you want to find love, you just do. But sometimes you just can't be destructive. That's the hardest thing, to not be destructive. We all want to be self-destructive from birth. That sucks. When we're born, we're angels. After that, we become dirty, and we got to get clean. We got cloud. We're cloudy. Everything clouds us. Uh, I guarantee you, if you start getting cleaner, find out what that means and get cleaner, you'll feel better. Things will happen easier, and you'll start picking up that you have your senses are better. Whatever they are, they're better. But this girl, this guy sent this check to me, $2,995, right? From like Arkansas or some other state, and I put it in the bank. Waited 7-10 days or whatever for them to clear, and I took it out and I got rid of it and never heard from her again. And then about a week or so later, the bank let me know that that guy had reported this check stolen that he had signed and sent to me. Like, I didn't think about all that stuff. They were all in on it together. Somehow it was just confusing. And plus I was this is back, no excuse, but this was back in the midst of all them pain pills, alcohol, weed, everything, uh, Xanax, and just whatever I could do with my little 70-pound body for so much pain. A lot of it wasn't even mine, but I'm picking up other people's stuff. Now I know, and I'm getting a lot better with it. That's why I want to help people because I can identify stuff. I can help you with your moods. I can bring you up, make you happier, maybe. Whatever I can do, just talk to you and be like, hey, no judgment. I've been to something close to that, or I can feel what you're feeling because I really can. So that girl, yeah, I sent that check and I told the bank what happened, but I haven't had a bank account since because I owe them 3 grand accordingly, or according to them, and I didn't do that. And it's not like they could take me to court to testify, or I would have told them what happened. So I got scammed there. And another scam, which is what actually happened through Western Union, right? This was an online pharmacy. This was a few years way before that. This was probably in like 2000. This happened, and one of the times my medicine wasn't going to pay for my OxyContin, my insurance, right? So I was trying to go online and find pharmacies to get them, so I could get them, and even though I had to pay for them, because you don't want to be when you're doing things, they got you trying to switch and take up morphines and all these other kinds of codones and ODs and like every other. I mean, I've been through all that. I was started on 21 baby aspirins at 5, so I don't know what it's like to be, messed up. Huh? I'm still trying. I'm 43 now. All I do is a medical marijuana once in a while because of all the anxiety and body pain and then not sleeping and then having a messed up stomach from who knows what, from all the stuff all these years. And just so much going on, but that's nothing. I'm here. We all got it. That's why I can relate. You got it. Let me know what's wrong with you. Ah, it's not a weakness. Let me know what's wrong with you. You know what I mean? That was my screen thing back there. And Yeah, it said that, right? I talked for that. But yeah, Western Union. So I sent $400 to this supposed doctor online, and then by the time I got back and realized that the name I sent it to was like some kind of Nigerian or other kind of, I don't even know. He just spelled it out to me, and I had my caregiver at the time go send the money, or I went with them. I can't remember, but they wrote it down and they helped me do it all. And by the time I got back to the house and called Western Union, that person had picked that money up on the other end. It was like $400 I lost. But then, like 17 years later, I kid you not, Western Union have had a lawsuit where they got all this money and they were paying people back. They paid me back a check. It took like 2 years or so, a year and a half, and I got it back. I couldn't believe it because I had forgotten almost about that. You know what I mean? 17 years later to get a refund check. And then the truth is free. That's the title of this because it don't cost nothing to be real. You know what I mean? So there's a couple other scams I want to let you know about that I know that I found out about here. One has been on eBay and other things where someone let me know that, which they don't do anymore because they started feeling bad and plus bad karma and all the money that they were getting just seemed like it was like jinxed. But they were actually um, forging autographs on memorabilia, right? And all they would do is print out a certificate and they would sign it and sign the memorabilia. They would just do a lots of copies till they thought one was good or whatever, and they would just sell it and make money. And then none of these eBay or these other sites, and I've dealt with eBay and all these sites a lot, but I trying to cut back because I've lost money and I've got ripped off before on lots of sites. Again, I didn't get out a lot, or it's hard to get out a lot, being disabled and now blind. And plus, I like to shop online. But you shouldn't have to worry about getting scammed. But yeah, this person would do this. Well, I kind of say it now. I say he always would. A female probably wouldn't do that. I'm not judging anybody. Maybe a woman would. I don't know. A lot of scams you hear like that are not women. So hey, if you're involved in something like that, let me know. Or however you are identified. Okay, let me know the correct terms because I want to know everything. I want people to be just themselves. You know. But yeah, that happened, and the truth is free. Yeah, it doesn't. It don't cost nothing to be real. So that person quit doing that, but didn't get caught though. You know what I mean? But nobody on these sites bothered to check, to see if stuff was real. They just let people post it. That's weird. And then one more thing here. Also, what was the other one? Oh, on these dating apps and stuff and whatever, exclusive. What's it called? Private. Crap. Um, fans only, and all that kind of deals, where there's pictures and there's videos of girls. Now there are actually websites, and I don't want to talk too much about it to let people have ideas because this is to help people. You shouldn't be doing none of this bad stuff. I'm just trying to get it out there to help people. But there's websites that sell fake ID packages and videos and pictures to people, and you can use them to do that, manipulate people into thinking you're a real person and just scam them for money and send them just pictures and videos. And they have all the videos of the girl holding different things and doing different things so that you can ask for a certain thing and she's doing it. It's just crazy. The stuff that people do. I mean, I've heard about all of it, but I didn't know it was just bad. Like, you don't know who you're talking to, literally. One time I called someone I knew for sure wasn't even a real person, but they had a voicemail sound like a real person and everything set up. This was just 3 or 4 years ago before I lost my sight a little over a year ago. And I quit doing all that. I'm just trying to help people now, reach out, whoever wants to talk, wants help. Uh, Nothing but love and lights, all it is. And Harold Sullivan 78, please subscribe on here on YouTube, on Facebook, Harold Sullivan period 35. And then we're on TikTok, Harold Sullivan 78 as well. I want to leave something behind one day. And hopefully this is the start of something. And this is only podcast 5, but I haven't had any kids. I haven't been married. I'm 43. I wasn't supposed to make it past a kid or a baby. I mean, my mom put me down when I was 2 years old. I couldn't walk. I was crying. I fall down. the pain, And since then, see, that's why I realized God don't do things. I was a baby. I wasn't being born. I wasn't punished. What was I? I was a baby. But all my life, I was like, well, this. Why me? No, I didn't show that on the outside, but I took it on, and people do take it on. But it ain't you. It ain't about you. It's about everybody, and you affect everyone, and everyone affects you. So that's why I'm trying to just be with love. That's all. And respond. Don't react. That's another thing. Okay, wait for it, and then respond. Don't react to something. Don't don't let someone take your power. Don't let them take the energy from you. Whenever someone, if you're feeling good, oh, that ruined my day. What do you mean? You let someone control you? No, you don't. You don't let them take your feelings. If you let that happen, then you got to work on something. And now I'm learning these things, and I want to help people talk about this stuff or anything else. Like I said, sports, movies. Penguins are about to start. Any hockey fans? Preseason is starting now. The first Penguin hockey, and I played street hockey in this wheelchair with little size 24 uh, goalie pads. I used to wear a helmet with a wire cage, and I had a little blocker over here. And I used to play with a little goalie stick that was cut off at the top. So I've done a lot there, and got a lot to share. And I want to bring people on and share what you've been through. If you dealt with paranormal stuff, no making fun of stuff either. I mean, you know what I mean. Oh, about psychic Lisa, yeah. What did she tell me? A couple of things. She said something about shamanism, which I told her I've studied Buddha, and then she says something about I may be able to astro, or not astro. I think I astro or I have astro traveled. And actually, a couple of minutes ago, before I started the podcast, I started to nod off for a second, and I haven't done this in a couple of days. But I was seeing in my third eye like radar screens and stuff, so I was getting some kind of images. I don't know what it meant, but I think it's I pick up energy. So I talked to her a couple of days ago, Psychic Lisa. Uh, Psychic Lisa, I call her that because if I have her on one day on the podcast, that's what I'm gonna. It'll be Psychic Lisa, the episode, and it's just to help people. This ain't nothing about me or nobody getting paid. I actually spent $100. She's $4 a minute. So I talked to her for 25 minutes, and then there was like 3 minutes free. But I just told her and thanked her about the last year and all the podcasts and how I, a lot of the stuff she had said actually made me go back and do a lot of things inside and just helped me a lot. I mean, I was like, wait a minute, I experienced that. I experienced that. I did this. I've done that. I'm not crazy. I'm not alone. And I'm going to cry again, but I ain't going to cry. That's just a miracle to feel that way because nothing can make you feel drugs, alcohol, none of that crap, uh, sex, or whatever you can be addicted to. None of that can make you feel the way joy inside can make you feel pure, pure joy. And I never experienced that, or I did a few times when I was younger, but not too often. Now I know what that means, and I get that, and it's just a great rush. But yeah, I think I'm getting the psychic. Like I charge up and I haven't been out of the house in like 10 days, so I got to go out today for a little bit, and then I talked to some people, and now that gives me energy. It's like I get energy from, and so my psychic stuff is like charged up more. And so like I talked to her, and then she told me she had talked to Misty uh, about me, and I don't know what time of day it was, but I I heard two women talking the morning before last. See, these are things that happen. I'll just knock out for a second, like almost into a sleepy state, and I'll hear something or see something, and then I'll wake back up real quick. And sometimes I'm back awake, but I can still see things and hear, and I'll hear conversations. I mean, this stuff's been going on. It's always something different. Now it's knowing. I know stuff. You know what I mean? I'm starting to know stuff. And I was out today, and I'm starting to know, like going down the street when I'm turning in the car, I can feel where I'm going. Like I know it without seeing it now, because I can't see it. So, and I keep my eyes closed most of the time. I'm not doing that now because it'd be like I'm sleeping there, but I keep them closed most of the time because I can concentrate more. And I don't even know when they're closed. Like, uh, but I can concentrate. Everything else can kick in like a radar. H high sensory perception, I call it. It's spy science, spiritual science, which is another term I came up with. That's a work in progress. But recently I heard the average person takes in 4 million bits of information per second, but most only feel or 2,000 or register 2,000. And mine is just pop, 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 like all over here. It's crazy. And it's always been that way. Again, I didn't know what it was, but it's taken over more and more. And it's cool. Like, it's almost like I can see without seeing. And, you know, because that's scary when you're in the dark all the time. It's like in Supernatural, the empty. If you ever watch that show helped me learn a lot because a lot of the stuff is based on true stuff and stuff that people think is real or believe in. As far as like, I mean, you just have to check it out. Supernatural, 15 years it was on, one of my favorites. So, but just remember to be the light, and love is a choice, and so is to hate. What the heck?